Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much to everyone who's been watching so far. Yeah, keep your questions coming, keep the comments. We like explaining what we do on the island and why we do it. If you are enjoying the videos, please don't forget, hit the like, click subscribe and tap the little bell and you'll be notified of when our videos get uploaded every Wednesday and Sunday evening. So today, as you can see behind me, we are in one of our first Jersey rural potato fields that was planted back in December or the end of 2023. The plastic covering has now been taken off and yeah, they're looking pretty well. We are right above, we're in the east of the island, right above overlooking Grooville Bay. And in today's video, we're going to just look back at the planting process and how we basically worked this field, how we ploughed it, how we harrowed it, and how we planted it. And yeah, to show you all the footage from that. Very sorry, we did do this before we started the channel. Annoyingly, that means that a lot of my videos are in the wrong format, so we've had to adjust them a bit. So the quality isn't quite as good as it should be, but hopefully you still get an idea of good impression of how we've done it. So we'll show you all that now. So first up in the process is getting the ground turned over and prepared to be planted. So this is the plough. It's an adapted horse-drawn implement, and you'll see we have one guy or sometimes two standing on the back, and it's being towed up by a PTO driven winch. Here you can see the soil being freshly turned over, ready to make the seedbed for the potatoes to be planted into. Then next up, we've got to level out the ground. This is a set of harrows. Once again, very similar, old horse-drawn thing. Basically the harrows are just metal fingers, which lots of them on a frame, and they level out the ground once it's been ploughed to get it ready for this machine, which is the bankers. This is my dad going up here, and he's opening up the ridges for the potatoes to be planted in. So similar again, PTO driven winch, with a metal cable towing the machine up, creating the ridges for the potatoes to be planted in. Quite good here, you can see how steep the field is, just by the guys in the background. They're planting their potatoes, you can see how far they're leaning into the slope to, to make it easier for them. This here in the foreground you've got the harrows, and in the background you've got the opening frame, and in the far distance, can't quite see it, but we use another frame which then closes the ground back over the potatoes. Another view of the opening frame. You can see it's making the ridges, and the potatoes are planted in those ridges before being reclosed back up again with ground. So I hope you've all enjoyed watching the clips of us showing how we planted all these fields. As I said, they were planted back right at the end of December. I think it was the 28th or the 29th. So they've been in the ground roughly about 8 weeks. We've been really fortunate if you look at them. So the plastic covering has all now come off and they are all growing really well. Very lucky so far this year not to have any cold weather. They've only had one night really where they had a slight frost, but if we have a look, we can have a dig down and see how far off they are. There's a chance that they might be ready for Easter weekend. But if we dig one up, the soil is absolute mud at the moment. We've had a lot of rain over the last few weeks, so forgive me if I'm trying to find. So that is a seed potato. That is what we planted. So that is what that was planted. The sprouts are on the top of it. And then as you can just see there you go, there's one. There is one. That is one Jersey Rural, so that's a start. Then we can see they're all a bit varied at the moment, but so that they've definitely got a good month to grow. It's quite hard to see. I say it's absolute mud. There you go, there's another one. A few more there. They are tiny, they're like pea size at the moment. They are all growing well, and I say that is, you can see there, that is the seed potato, and all the little tubers form off the roots. There's a little one that's now growing, another one, little one there. So if we see, they are roughly, that is a bit of a freak, that one, how big that one is, but they're about pea size at the moment. So all being well, in about another month, maybe 5 weeks, depending on what the weather is over the next few weeks, if it carries on raining like this and we have no sunshine, that will slow them down. But spring should start coming, and these should be ready in about 5 weeks time. So they're looking good, and fingers crossed the cold weather stays away. So that was one we just pulled up, and that was planted, this field was planted on the 28th of December. So they're about 4 or 5 weeks away. It's all staggered. So as you can see, the field below, where the white sheeting's still on, they are still covered. They were planted around the 2nd week of January, so they've still got a little while, probably another 2 weeks until we uncover them. But if we take a walk up, we can show you now a field that we're due to uncover this week. So this field here, this was planted only a couple of days after this one below, where we just seen uncovered. These are planted on the 30th of December. These are due, if we can see, it's always a bit hard to see, but if we tap this polythene so the condensation goes, you can see there, these potatoes are growing really well, and they are now ready for the plastic, the covering to be taken off. We will do that this week. Ideally, we'd have done this probably last week, but we've got some really heavy, strong winds due on Monday. Some force 8s coming in, and they're from the northeast, so it's going to be, these fields will be very exposed. So you want to keep them covered until Tuesday. We'll get them off, and then hopefully they'll all look as good as the field below. So also, just to add, we always get asked, especially by people in the UK and around the world, why we don't use tractors on these slopes. And people say, oh, they're not steep, you can get a tractor on them. I assure you they are really steep. If we could use tractors on them, we would. It would make our lives so much easier, and we'd do them a lot quicker. It's really hard to show in videos just how steep a slope is, just because of camera angles. So we thought we'd try today. We've got the tennis ball here. Won't roll it down, we'll just leave it and see what happens to it. If we were on a flat field, it wouldn't go anywhere, but hopefully we'll see, if we let go of that here, what it's going to do. So it's rolling away, and hopefully just showing you how steep it is. Got stuck in a little gully there, but it's carrying on all the way down to the bottom. So hopefully that just shows you a little idea of it's not a flat field. So thank you very much again for watching today's video. Hope you found it interesting, and you've just seen a bit of how we plant our coatees, how the coatees and the potatoes are now growing, and that fingers crossed the frost stays away and we are able to get harvesting them at the end of the month. Maybe, we don't know. So thanks again, and we'll see you all for Wednesday's video.